older, so I'm just happy that we're here. March 7th. I believe, did they announce that it's here? And did they just say March 7th? Yeah, yep. March 7th is in Las Vegas, the 9th Island, baby. It's good to be home, so I can't wait.
Yeah, you said you were down to fight Charles, but you want to kind of do it on your terms, fight in Las Vegas.
Yes,
You've had good history here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a fight that everyone wants to see. It's a really exciting fight. So for you, when you think about it, though, how does it play out between Charles and you?
I go out there.
And I know that you watched Charles Oliveira's last fight and kind of had a reaction to that. Were you streaming when you watched that actually? Was that, or you streamed like right after, right? So you were kind of on top of that.
Yeah. My stream started right after. I mean, that's the fight I want. That's the fight I want. That's a fight a lot of people want to see. We have history. A lot of there's not too much people right now that people are considering BMFs.
Right.
But on that very short list, Charles Oliveira is one of them. So, you telling me that I get to go out there and defend the BMF title again against a man who's very respected, who I have history with, and the first time that they talk about our fight, or he talks about it, was an injury or so, and whatever. So let's go figure it out. Let's figure it out then. If you believe that the first one was because of the injury, and everybody's gonna come at me, and social media is gonna come at me after this, it's light, because at the end of the day, if you guys really did your research, nothing was ever found for an injury when he got released from the doctor. So at the end of the day, I would love that fight. He did great things. He actually was a champion at one point, and me getting another win over a top 5 guy would only be me closer to a title shot where I eventually want to be.
History rarely repeats itself with such resounding force, but this time it's ripped the door right off its hinges. Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway are set to clash once more, evolving from a nostalgic glance back to a high-stakes confrontation. One became the division's relentless volume king, while the other transformed into the sport's most dangerous finisher. This is more than just a rematch. It's two monumental legacies converging through time to settle an old, unresolved dispute.
That's Oliveira versus Holloway. I nearly said that's Holloway. But that's Oliveira versus Holloway, which is a sick fight. I reckon Oliveira is going to win that one.
By the way, before we dive in, 99.8% of the people watching right now aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming MMA news. And without further ado, let's dive into it.
For Holloway, this matchup wasn't about chasing history, but a convergence of timing and unfinished business. Eager for a year-end return, he first prioritized recovery from his previous bout. Once healed, he confidently re-entered the fray, accepting the offer for the Charles Oliveira fight, the BMF title, and the highly anticipated rematch.
Exciting. Tell us how it came about and your thoughts on fighting Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go before the end of the year, but after that last fight, we had some injuries that we had to take care of. But we're here now. At the end of the day, with everything going on, I'm just happy to throw my name in the mix. I put my name in the hat, and we got Charles. For the BMF title. A lot of people are excited for this.
Max Holloway speaks with conviction about Oliveira. He respects Charles's impressive track record, elite victories, and championship resume, but this respect doesn't translate into hesitation. He acknowledges Oliveira as a dangerous opponent, perfectly suited for such high-pressure situations. Stylistically, both fighters thrive in chaos and possess an unwavering will. Max guarantees one outcome once the bell rings, an authentic, unforgettable fight that dedicated fans will be captivated by.
And it's Charles Oliveira, your opponent. He wanted this fight. He asked for you. He asked for you for the BMF belt. What are your thoughts on Charles's career? Because like yourself, he's been a champion. He's had an incredible fighting career, beat the best of the best. What kind of challenge does he present for you?
Amazing fighter, great fighter. I mean, just sucks that he got to run into me again.
We know his submission skills. We know that obviously he holds that record. We know absolutely everything you can do in the octagon as well, but who imposes their will? What sort of matchup are we expecting between the two of you? We know you're going to throw down, but what does it look like stylistically?
It's going to be a fun fight, you know. He's a fighter. He's your fighter's favorite fighter. I'm your fighter's favorite fighter. And that's what you're going to get, you know. A lot of fans online, they're kind of heartbroken about this fight happening, you know. So at the end of the day, I get it. It is what it is. Whenever you get a Charles Oliveira, whenever you get myself fighting, you know it's going to be a fight. So
Oliveira views this fight as an opportunity to seize every moment. He's committed to an all-out offensive, whether standing or on the ground, aiming to dictate the pace and relentlessly force the action. For him, victory lies in constant pressure, seamless transitions, and finishing the fight at the first available chance. It's not about predicting the outcome, it's about meticulously shaping the fight to unfold entirely on his terms.
How'd you get your hand raised?
E como é que esse braço vai ser levantado?
Com certeza vai ser uma grande luta, né? Tudo pode acontecer. A gente tá falando sobre MMA, eu vou caçar o tempo inteiro, ou eu vou nocautear, eu vou finalizar, eu quero vencer.
For sure it's going to be a great fight. Listen, anything can happen. It's MMA. I'm going to be hunting all the time. May not knock him out, maybe finish him, but I'm going to for sure.
Holloway, however, harbors even grander ambitions. The BMF belt is not his ultimate destination. Rather, it signifies his continued pursuit of the sport's highest honors. Having once reached the pinnacle, he now feels an even sharper hunger in a new division. He believes his body has finally aligned with his ambition, making him stronger, quicker, and more complete, deserving a spot in the title picture. Above all, he's re-energized by being back in the championship conversation, navigating the chaos with a clear objective, the undisputed crown, with Oliveira serving solely as a stepping stone.
O Max Holloway disse que tem um interesse, é uma luta que seria uma revanche para você, né? E que você realmente gostaria de ter essa revanche?
Sim, na realidade é um cara que eu respeito demais. Na minha última luta com ele, todo mundo sabe, eu tive uma lesão, ele fala que não, mas eu tive uma lesão, né? Então, com certeza seria um bom reencontro.
Oliveira, too, has his sights firmly fixed on the top. He sees this next fight as more than just another bout. It's a definitive shot at ultimate recognition, whether through the BMF belt or the official division championship. Furthermore, this showdown with Max Holloway isn't merely another contest. It could potentially serve as the grand finale of his illustrious career. For Oliveira, it's a high-stakes, high-drama event, offering the perfect stage to cement his legacy before potentially stepping away.
The goal never changes, bro. You know, ever since I got in the UFC from my first fight to now, you know, I want the undisputed belt. That's all I want, you know. And you know, I had it for a little bit in another weight class. Now we're in a different weight class. I feel good. I feel strong. I feel fast. I feel great, man. I feel really great. And I'm just excited to have my name in the pot, you know, and I get to take one step closer to that goal. We're getting my hand raised on March 7th.
The entire division is abuzz with this fight's implications. Should Ilia Topuria move up to face Islam Makhachev, Justin Gaethje foresees a clear path to the BMF title and is ready to claim it. For Gaethje, it's not simply about chasing belts, it's about stepping into the cage with either Holloway or Oliveira and unequivocally proving his elite status. Fans eagerly anticipate the outcome, knowing that the BMF strap is more than a trophy. It's the ultimate statement, and Gaethje is determined to make it his.
You've always been big on setting goals. At one point it was fighting Islam Makhachev again, then it was becoming UFC lightweight champion, now it's fighting home in Brazil. Once we get past Saturday, what's the next big goal for Charles Oliveira?
BMF, uma luta importante, porque eu creio que essas são as lutas que vão me levar ao título.
For sure, just winning this fight and fighting for a title, whether it was a BMF or a title of the division. These are great things and this is a great fight that will propel me towards the title.
BMF fight sounds sick. How high would you rate the idea of fighting Max Holloway? Because I feel like that's one that the fans would go crazy for.
Acho que todos gostariam de ver essa luta. Por que não seria minha próxima luta?
I think a lot of people, everyone would love to see this fight. I want this to be my next fight.
Jorge Masvidal, moreover, holds deep respect for Holloway, recognizing him as one of the sport's best, consistently bringing relentless pressure to every bout. Yet he scoffs at the notion that the BMF belt was ever a joke, emphasizing that anyone competing for it is inherently elite. He asserts that facing Max, whether it had been him or Nate Diaz, would never have been an easy night. For Jorge, this fight encapsulates the essence of a great matchup, a stylistic clash, a true test of striking, and an opportunity to honor the BMF legacy through a commanding performance. In his view, this is the kind of high-stakes, non-stop action fans truly live for.
Hey, with Ilia Topuria, right, because we'd love to see you unify the belt with Ilia Topuria if things go to plan at UFC 324, but do you believe that Topuria hangs around the division? Are you hoping you get a chance to unify the belt against him, or do you think he might be going up to do this whole Islam thing potentially, who knows, maybe at the White House or something?
I guess I don't really have an opinion. I mean, if he went up, I would just be the champion, which I would, I'm not going to complain about. But I think what that leaves open is the chance for me to get a rematch against Max Holloway or Charles Oliveira, get my belt and get the BMF belt. And ultimately, that was the script I've been speaking into existence since the Fiziev fight. I thought I was going to fight Ilia in January, and then I was going to fight Max or whoever had to be Max or Oliver. Now they're fighting, but before it was just Max. I was going to fight Max in the White House card and then have both those belts.
Chael Sonnen further highlights the intrigue, noting that typically champions are challenged rather than initiating callouts. He shares a long-standing connection with Max, having witnessed his early UFC career, and praises him as both an elite fighter and a genuinely good person. Sonnen also finds Oliveira equally impressive, which only deepens the curiosity surrounding their past tension. It's a rare dynamic, two highly respected, skilled athletes, both admired for their character, yet carrying an undeniable friction between them.
Listen, Max Holloway said this on his YouTube channel. The BMF belt to me personally represents just a bad mother effer. You know, blessed man forever. Only very few get the fight for this belt. The belt was a laughingstock before. All of a sudden I got it and everyone wants to fight for it now. It's hilarious. It's fun to me. What do you make of that? Him saying that it was a laughingstock before, because not many people held that belt. You were the one that put it on the map.
I mean, I love Max as a fighter. That's his opinion. That's his opinion. You know, I think he's one of the best fighters to do it. He's a dog when he goes in there. But whether it had been me or Nate fighting Max, it wasn't gonna be like his best night either, I think, you know. So I don't think how in laughingstock in what way, because the skill level is obviously there, you know. I mean, I would love to fight Max just on a stylistic matchup. I think
What makes this rematch so compelling is how drastically both fighters have evolved since their first encounter. Time has not dulled them, it has sharpened them in different ways. Holloway has refined pace into a weapon, turning attrition into inevitability, while Oliveira has embraced risk with surgical confidence, blending submission threats into striking exchanges. This isn't a rerun of the past, it's a collision between two fighters who are now far more dangerous than they were when this rivalry first sparked.
Holloway, that's Oliveira versus Holloway. I nearly said that's Holloway. But that's Oliveira versus Holloway, which is a sick fight. I reckon Oliveira is going to win that one.
There's also an emotional undercurrent that can't be ignored. Both men have endured losses that reshaped them, setbacks that forced reinvention rather than retreat. These experiences forged resilience, but also urgency. Every exchange now carries more weight, every round a reminder that opportunities at the top are fleeting. This fight isn't fueled by animosity, but by the quiet pressure of knowing exactly what's at stake when the cage door shuts.
Oliveira versus Max, guys, I think we're at that point, right? Like, I think we can come out and announce this now. I'm assuming that you know Charles Oliveira, when he gets done on Saturday, he calls out Max and he asks him to put up the belt. By the way, which is an important distinction to make. Colby Covington fought George Masvidal. It was personal, it was Vegas, it was main event. George was champion. We, Team Colby, assumed it was for the belt. We win the fight, we don't get the belt. I mean, I'm just sharing for you. It is important for a smart veteran like Charles to make the distinction and call for the belt. It's important when Max responds that we're all clear that it's for the belt.
From a fan's perspective, this matchup represents something increasingly rare in modern MMA: authenticity. No forced narratives, no manufactured drama, just two elite fighters whose styles naturally produce chaos. Whether it ends in a finish or stretches into a grueling war, this is the kind of bout that defines eras rather than merely headlines cards. It's the type of fight people reference years later, not because of who won, but because of how it made them feel watching it unfold.
Champions get called out. They don't do the calling. Now that makes me very curious. What's up with these two guys? I've known Max for his entire career. In fact, fought on a card with Max, and it was either his debut or it was his second ever fight. So when I tell you I knew him, that's the day I met him. So when I tell you I knew him his entire UFC career, this is a literal statement. He's awesome. I think you guys know that. I mean, he's a wonderful guy, is my point. They're not all. You get disappointed plenty of times. Max is a wonderful guy, but you guys know that. I'm just getting to know Charles on a personal level. He came over here, did an interview that we brought to you. He's a wonderful guy. They're not all. So when you have two baby faces, when you have two good guys, two wonderful guys, when do you get to call a guy wonderful, by the way? I don't know if I've ever done. You got two wonderful guys. Why do they not get along? What is their problem with each other? What really happened between these two? And that has not come out. And there is an answer to that. Now,
expanding on Sonnen's insights, Ariel Helwani points out that even Dustin Poirier agrees Oliveira versus Holloway for the BMF belt is an electrifying matchup. Helwani also observes a recurring pattern with Ilia Topuria. Every fighter who steps into the cage with him, regardless of their prior status, be it Charles, Max, Volkanovski, or Emmett, seems to emerge sharper in their subsequent performance. These standout post-Ilia performances only amplify the intrigue around this particular showdown, underscoring the exceptional skill, high stakes, and captivating style fans can anticipate. Then, Bedtime MMA offers a personal breakdown, admitting he wishes neither man to lose, but leans towards Max Holloway. He praises Max as a dynamic striker with surprisingly underrated grappling, contrasting this with Oliveira's recent stylistic shift, dialing back power in favor of more offensive wrestling. Oliveira's evolving approach, evident in his fence work against Chandler, Gamrot, and Topuria, might just give Max the edge in this stylistic clash. Bedtime MMA continues, noting that Oliveira's striking hasn't delivered the same knockout impact lately, possibly due to specific matchups or a strategic focus on self-preservation in quick grappling entries. Despite this, Charles remains extremely dangerous, boasting solid leg kick defense and a heavy right hand capable of catching Max unexpectedly. He envisions moments of absolute chaos, a potential knockdown, a near submission, and both fighters scrambling with smiles, ultimately predicting Holloway will secure a tense, action-packed decision victory. So, what's your take on this matchup? Is it merely a stepping stone or a legacy-defining battle? And who do you see taking home the win? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember to subscribe for more.